Hey guys, Shawn McAnalley here again with Chief Science Officer of Aroga, Dr. Bill McAnalley, our registered nurse and does everything else for us, Barbie McAnalley, and our dentist, dental expert, and also an expert on a lot of other things because he's worked with Dr. Bill since the 80s. So their minds think a lot alike and they think differently where it's very, very needed, if you will. But this is kind of a part two, if you will, to a previous question. It was a double question we got, but the previous video was basically what should someone send their grandchild or child off to college with? Well, the second part of that question was someone thought, how do you say it? Colloidal silver would be good. That, I don't know so much about that, and that's really what we want to talk about, is that really something that we need to be taking? So we'll just start, going this direction around here, but we'll get three very educated opinions, if you will, but backed by a lot of facts here from these three specialists.
Well, let's start with our toxicologist.
Yeah, we have a toxicologist, pharmacologist, Dr. Bill McAnalley. So we're going to start with him. Dr. Bill, how do you feel about that?
Well, methylate, thiomerisol is a mercury-containing compound. Mm-hmm. And mercury is a heavy metal that kills anything it comes in contact with. It kills all bacteria, fungus, cells. It kills cells. And I remember when I grew up, they used to have methylate. It was real popular. They used to paint monkeys on your arm and stuff if you had a wound. But it not only kills all of the bacteria, it kills the cells needed for healing. Mm-hmm. And people gradually became allergic to it. And they got to where when they put it on, they could even have an anaphylactic shock and die, which was not good for you.
No, not good for you to die.
Now, silver is the same way. Mm-hmm. Silver got its reputation because it's a heavy metal and it kills anything. Mm-hmm. And they used to put it in newborns' eyes, especially if they suspected the mother may have venereal disease, before antibiotics. Because before antibiotics, you may have a venereal disease until you die. And if it got in their eyes, they'd go blind. So I remember going to see newborn babies and all their eyes had that dark silver color. And I asked, what it was. And they usually got strange answers. But I didn't have any toxicologists around. Mm-hmm. So just because silver was good for babies' eyes and killed bacteria, people have said they add it to water and they have silver drops and stuff. And it just never made any sense. I analyzed several of those products that said they had silver in them. Thank goodness they didn't have any. Or they may have had about as much as you get from rubbing a silver dollar in your hand. Mm-hmm. And John's going to comment on that a little bit about silver. Mm-hmm. And so silver is a heavy metal, and what is it people don't want in their food? Mm-hmm. Heavy metals. Yeah. It would be right at the top of the toxic list compared to arsenic and all the others that they test food for. Mm-hmm. And so I wouldn't take it internally if I was going to put it on topically. I know they still put it on topically, even though the studies, and maybe John has given some great presentations, but the studies show that the silver topically in badly burned patients slows wound healing. That's because it kills the cells that are trying to heal. And eventually they quit putting it on so it can finish healing. I know I talked to some of the nurses that used to use it, and they said, well, I found that after a while, I quit putting it on, let's let nature take its course and go ahead and heal. Mm-hmm. If you keep putting it on regularly like they recommend on the label, you may never heal that one.
Thank you, Dr. Bill.
That's true. I know exactly what you're saying. Back in the day, we had a few patients that we treated I worked on a cardio floor, but that did have kidney issues and whatnot that did lead to severe skin issues. But it was absolutely the complete opposite of what should have been doing. You could see it. I mean, they were, we were real specific to not get it on any healthy skin, because it would absolutely destroy that skin. The only reason you couldn't tell on the other was because the other skin was already in poor shape. But everything I've read so far, I haven't found a study that shows why it would be great or amazing to want to ingest it. What we do know is that certain fillings and whatnot that you have done, like for dental work, there's a reason they're super cautious about not ingesting that. And even so, over the years, a lot of people have seen or have talked about or known people, they've gotten their fillings actually changed out because
It
of
was
the
affecting them,
concern.
right? Yeah.
Because of the concern of that. Of course, that's very, very minimal to the amounts that you can speak to that better. But there are products that we do know that do really, really well when ingested, and so that's why we highly recommend those products like Aroga. So,
Well, like Bill said, people are concerned about eating fish that has mercury, and then they're swallowing colloidal silver, which doesn't make any sense to me. It's very effective as far as killing bacteria topically, but I don't want to swallow it, and it accumulates, and it's toxic over time, and it just to me it doesn't make sense to do that. And like Bill said, a lot of them don't have it in there anyway, which is good because you're not going to have toxicity, but then you're not getting anything. You're just paying money for colloid. But yeah, they're toxic. They're toxic to the normal cells and to the cells of wound healing. And if you swallow them, they're toxic and they accumulate. And we've seen pictures of people who have silver poisoning. They've taken colloidal silver, and they turn blue or dark, really black.
What's the term called actually?
Well, argyria or argyrosis.
Yeah. So I mean, you could Google that and see as many images as
AG
you want.
is silver.
Yeah.
AU is gold. AG. So anyway, argentum is silver. So anyway, it's toxic, and I don't want to take it. Especially when you have products like we have that are effective and are food based, and they're food's made to be swallowed. They're safe and they're more effective anyway. So I'm not. And you look at the research. There's no research that shows how effective they are anyway. As far as, people are talking about the colloidal silver enhances the immune response. We'll see how that's going to happen. I can see how it kills bacteria.
Kills the immune
It'll
response.
kill bacteria that are in the mouth maybe and in the GI tract maybe.
Do you think
a lot of
maybe
other killing too?
they were typing something and they meant inhibit and it changed it to enhance?
Yeah.
Autocorrect.
Being autocorrect, I hate autocorrect.
What's interesting is, in my few years, I've seen it become very popular 3 times. And then FDA shuts them down. And then somebody, since they are shut down on a state-by-state basis, they open up in another state. And in fact, they have shown sometimes that they get their brother-in-law to put in his name this time, and then their sister-in-law over here when they get shut down. And placebo has a powerful effect if you believe it. I mean, if silver is that good, what about gold? Or even platinum? Or how about some uranium? That's really expensive.
Titanium.
That'll work.
Yeah. Hey guys,
Yeah, that's true.
hopefully that this has answered that question a little bit. As you can see, it's not really that recommended by these experts here, and I'm no expert, but that makes sense to me. I wouldn't want to swallow any silver, I don't think.
Spell that out for them.
Oh yeah.
Look up pictures of people
That
that
have had actually ingested silver. It's ARGYRIAROSIS.
it's either one of those.
That's one of the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look it up.
Argyrosis?
Or just type in
Yeah.
silver poisoning.
Yeah, and you'll see what it looks like. Yep.
You don't want that.
I'll tell you something, guys. These videos and stuff like this are really, really powerful. They really get people's attention. I have a camera lady that was going to end this video when we were done talking, but she is so absorbed into watching one of our other videos right now, she didn't even notice. But till next time, there she is. We'll see y'all later.